What's up, guys? El Toro here, and welcome back to Divinity Original Sin. We're going to continue on exploring the town of Cyseal and maybe pick up another companion. I know we've gotten another one. We've gotten one so far, I'm sorry, Medora. And there might be more hanging around here. I don't know how many we can have in our party, though. But we're going to go ahead and try to find as many sub-quests as we can as well. Let's see. This is the Esmeralda shop.
Warm, brew 'em, spice 'em, stir and churn.
This is the town hall. I don't think we've been to the town hall yet. Let's check this out.
Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
Let's talk to these guys. Marcius.
A source hunter will always receive a warm welcome at the town hall of Cyseal. I'm sure Mayor Cecil is looking forward to making your acquaintance.
Well, Mayor Cecil will be happy to see the likes of a source hunter. Welcome to the town hall of Cyseal.
Okay. Maxine the cat. There's the mayor.
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer then. Closer, huh? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you.
Tell me about yourself.
My elf? What elf?
He hears like I do.
Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Cyseal, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Cyseal through these difficult times. Yes, very difficult times indeed.
Tell me about the issues in Cyseal.
What? Oh, you mean Cyseal? Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jake, and by source magic no less, weren't enough. We're also facing all sorts of brutish intruders. The undead have overrun all but one northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious sect or cult or some such sticking its tendrils into the innocent, seven-fearing folks of Cyseal. And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I rather foolishly sought. A weapon called the Staff of Pergamon.
What's this about a staff of Pergamon?
What of what now? Oh, you're speaking gibberish. Ah, you mean the Staff of Pergamon. Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat, atypical to a government official. Cecil proved an old fool, though, for the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me.
Tell me about the merchant.
His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Cyseal harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved, if you don't mind.
What do you know about the staff itself?
The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead.
All right, about Jake's murder.
Jake murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself. The Counselor and I have certainly had our differences over the years, but old squabbles evaporate under such circumstances. Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep her safe from the mob. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit, suggestive. But I've never had cause to suspect her of violence. Still, one never knows for sure.
Tell me about the Duke of Ferrol.
An all right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Cyseal is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor.
Tell me more about the undead in Cyseal.
What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Cyseal's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle.
Can you tell me more about the Rivellon sex?
Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics. You see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, well, rather more than nice, they occasionally, Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Cyseal's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists.
Do you have any work for a trio of sailors?
No. All my clothes are in fine condition, thanks. I've been going to the same tailor for years.
Oh, good grief. Tell me more about your library.
That depends. What kind of berries are you interested in, exactly?
I want to slap this guy. Okay.
The library. Yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Cyseal. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself.
Sure, sounds interesting.
Marvelous. Follow me then.
I knew that dark-dealing old man dabbled in source. To the gallows, I say.
What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Cyseal's crown. The beacon of culture and learning
that?
in our fair city.
Encyclopedia Daemonium. I know it by heart.
Who placed this book here?
My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine, and she's got every speck of information about this place packed into her brilliant brain. Yes, Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. It brings a tear to my eye just seeing her here among her beloved books. What? Oh, yes. I'll be on my way back downstairs now. Please introduce yourself. I know Victoria will be happy to make your acquaintance.
I need something more advanced. Is there no new book?
All
to
right,
be
this
discovered in
is
this library?
Charlene.
A source hunter! Oh, what a sight for sore Cysealian eyes!
Tell me about yourself.
Me? I live alone here in town. Used to be that my younger brother Tom and I were practically joined at the hip, but that's all changed now.
What happened to your brother Tom?
Most
Oh, he'd
promising.
always been something of a rascal, calling his petty hooliganism adventuring and endlessly worrying my poor mind. Oh, but of course, I've always loved that scamp to bits. For my part, I encouraged him to join the Legion. Even got him sparring with Captain Orius now and then. But then those blasted Fabulous Five came into town. That band of... I don't even know what to call them. Well, they're his heroes, and I simply couldn't prevent him from going to see them. That one meeting was all it took for Tom to run off with them on some mission to God knows where.
Daemonum. And the first edition
All right,
too.
this is
Most
Jahan.
promising. Omnes autem mali daemonis quam.
Okay.
What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these boatmen of Cyseal. Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken, for you hardly resemble the local fisherfolk, which, incidentally, is a compliment of copious dimensions indeed. No, a source hunter, that is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure in the company of man. But it may just be to our mutual advantage to join forces nonetheless.
Why would you want to join forces?
Why? Simply because you hunt Source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy. Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated, body and soul, long since. This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. The calculus of wizardry I offer you, the might of the magician's mastermind.
Yeah, we could totally use a wizard.
On one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions. Give me your word on this, and I'll weave you spells.
I don't know if I can promise that, but, you know, why not? For now, we'll do it. Very well. There'll be no deals with demons.
You speak before your turn. I, for one, am not ready to make that promise.
Oh, boy.
Oh, simple souls. Oh, doomed spirits. What tangled webs you'd weave. But I won't be a fly to be caught in them. Begone. Reflect. And if you should see the light, I will be here in the library. For now, you are not worthy of my devotion.
Well, you know what? I wanted him, and I need to talk to Scarlet here.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum.
Careful, comrade. I think I sense a sorcerer in yonder shadows.
Sprout little legs in the night.
Ask away, my friend, ask away. Always helps to know a thing or two about who's covering your back against the gnashing hordes, eh?
Where's the third one gone?
I can't talk to Scarlet, though.
Sprout little legs in the night.
I want this guy back. I want this guy in our group. I want a magician, or a mage, or a wizard.
Source Hunter. Have you come to your senses? Why? Simply but now. This is a sentiment I'm quite certain on one condition.
Yes, very well.
Agreed. Nothing good ever came from bargaining with those devils anyway.
Most gratifying.
There we go.
I see you are firm of purpose and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery, into the depths where demons dance. Gladly shall I follow you into the abyss. Onward, blood and triumph await.
Okay, and I'm guessing because Scarlet is set up as random AI,
Does have a propensity for
or random attitude maybe,
doesn't she?
because she just completely did a 180 on me. So it's going to be a little bit all over the place with her.
Volume 2.
Let's check this guy out, see what he's got.
Shucks. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
Well, okay, he's a level 3. He's got
A volume of poetry among
good
the
intelligence.
others. Ooh, rack. Mayhem.
Water resistance a little bit. Got a staff. Does some water damage.
Volume
Okay.
1. Volume 2.
What,
Where's the third one
where was
gone?
his skills
Shucks.
at?
Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
He's got hydro, whatever this is.
Who placed this book here?
I guess water
A volume of poetry
spells,
among novels.
perhaps?
Ooh, rack. What mayhem.
And Air and water. Okay.
Place this book here.
Special abilities.
Novels. Oh, rack. What mayhem.
Now I can put those. I need Okay, he's already got them. He's got bitter cold, rain, shocking touch,
Place this book here.
teleportation.
A volume of poetry among novels.
Throw an item or character high and drop it to the ground. Nice. Staff of the Tempest, Blitz Bolt, air damage, regeneration. He can heal as well. Okay, well he's going to be pretty useful, I think. I think so.
Place this book here.
Let's see.
Poetry among novels. Oh, rack.
Who is this person here or
In
thing?
the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujda Geta Hal, be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine.
May I take books from the library?
Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hoard is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that you return the books you borrow so that others may enjoy them too.
Well, who are you, madam?
I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cyseal. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeness isn't exactly striking, is it?
No, it isn't.
When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Cyseal toward the sea. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amun-Hor, dear Cyseal was among the gathered crowd, and he took pity on the exiled infant that chance had put in his way. He raised me like I was his own. This kindest of souls taught me the language of men, their customs and their letters. Thus, I became the city's librarian, a position I uphold with no small diligence and pride.
What have you got? Blank Fire, Adventurer's Field Guide, He Who Smelts It, Secrets of the Scroll, Forgotten Language of the Fairy, Rain Scroll, Medium Healing Potion. Alright. Interesting. Okay, let's
The night in see-through.
get out of here. Alright, I wanted to go talk to
Fresh haddock.
the captain of the boat. Where is he at? Let's just head here. I believe he's the one. He's somewhere over here, I think. What was his name? Let's do this. Okay. Cyseal's mighty staff. Cyseal asked us to retrieve the staff of Pergamon, a powerful relic that was stolen from him. He suggested we ask Conrad, the merchant in charge of the ship from which the staff was stolen. Alright, let's talk to Conrad. See what else we've got going on here while we wait. Still need to find these guys' work. Talking statues. Don't know much about that yet. Counselor's wife. Jake's wife, Esmeralda, says she didn't commit the murder, but we'd be fools to take her word for it. We had better see if we can find some actual evidence that conclusively links her to her husband's death. Okay. Tom, the wannabe adventurer. Charlene. Cecil's maid said she was looking for her brother Tom. He left to become an adventurer, and she hadn't heard from him in quite some time. Maybe we can ask the guy at the King Crab Inn about him. Let's talk to Conrad.
Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh winds of Cyseal?
Let me look at what you got before we possibly get into a fight here. That's a vitality robe. It's expensive. Everything is just too expensive. But that is a nice ring. Antique robe. What does he have? He's wearing just armor. Oh, whoa. I didn't want to do that. Got a little happy with my click there. Alright, we can't afford anything now anyway. But let's see. Tell me, what do you know about the staff of Pergamon?
Aye, that Cyseal's worse than a rooster. Crowing all around town about matters he ought to know are better kept quiet. Well, if you know about the staff, I suppose you also know it's gone without a trace. For my part, I haven't a clue where it could have gone. Overboard, stolen, or vanished into thin air. Though I'm quite eager to see it return. I've got a reputation to uphold, you know. Wouldn't hurt to ask some of my men. I tried myself, but sailors tend to be a bit tight-lipped when they're afraid of getting one another in some trouble. Seaman's code, you know. Not to rat out a fellow sailor.
Okay, let's talk to one of these guys.
Shores? Here? In Cyseal? Bah! Of all the cursed humps of rock to land on, Conrad chooses this one.
What do you know about the staff?
Was too busy dodging fireballs to notice anything myself. But ask around a bit. Could be one of the other men spied something I didn't.
Alright, who else is there to ask? Marv? Another sailor? Let's talk to Marv.
Here in Cyseal? Of all that cursed hunks of rock to land on, Conrad chooses this one.
What do you know about the staff, Marv?
Now that you mention it, I noticed Dietmar, a fellow merchant travelling with us, carrying a sealed box off the ship during the attack. At the time, I figured he was just escaping with his personal effects. But it could well have been that staff you're talking about.
You know anything about a certain Dietmar?
Well, sure, I saw him slip off the ship, but I haven't a clue where he could possibly be now. Captain Conrad's the man to ask for such matters.
Okay, back to Conrad.
Heard anything about the whereabouts of the magic stick yet?
One of your men saw Dietmar make off with the package.
What? That weasel has it for sure. But I'll tell you this. I didn't speak of that stuff to a soul on board. If he's the one who took it, he must have known it was on the ship before stepping foot on her decks. I'm sure he'll make a run for it, probably by boat. I'd look for him on an out-of-sight beach somewhere. He's probably there now trying to launch a vessel in private. If he hasn't already escaped, that is.
All right.
Don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council.
So, according to Conrad, he's probably trying to launch from one of the secluded beaches in the area. So we don't know where that is.
I wouldn't let him within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Okay.
Ever hear about the time the captain
Well, that's something to go on at least. We could maybe teleport back to one of those beaches that we came from.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
We haven't been in here. What is this? A warehouse? Got Sergeant somebody. Horatius. A lot of named people. Means a lot of people to talk to.
Salutations!
Source hunters, I see. I'm Sergeant Curtius, proud protector of this house of Legion goods.
What's in that room exactly?
This is a storing house for Legion supplies. Perhaps the most important building in the realm, by my and others' estimation. And I, Sergeant Curtius, have been trusted to guard it.
Tell me about
Curtius
yourself.
is my name. The Legion is my calling.
Okay. Nothing new there. Let's see, is there anything back here or anybody back here? Alright.
This place reeks of Orkstead.
Let's talk to this guy.
Well, a source hunter. A very hearty welcome to our humble warehouse. Have a look around. And don't mind if I pick your brain about the scoop around Undervale. I'm behind on my current affairs.
What do you know of current affairs?
This Jake business is quite the scandal, no? I myself suspect his wife, Esmeralda, and the butcher seconds that, let me tell you. Then again, and you didn't hear this from me, he's going through quite the nasty divorce himself, and there's his children to consider. But I imagine his youngest, Kimberly, won't mind. Never did get on well with her mother ever since the incident. Oh, it's an unparalleled pleasure having a fresh ear around here.
Tell me about yourself.
I tell you, this gig sure beats getting my toes bitten off by zombies out in the field. We warehouse guards don't have to do much apart from stroll the perimeter a few times an hour. And of course, every now and again, some friendly folks, like yourself, will wander through here. And nothing beats a pleasant conversation, though my comrade Horatius has quite different opinions on that matter.
And what is Horatius's opinion exactly?
Have you talked to him? Thinks every man, woman and child who steps foot in this place wants to rob it blind. If I so much as greet a townsperson with a hello instead of a state your purpose, he starts frothing on and on about godly duty and security breaches.
Alright. You got Moira. Come here. No.
Well, a source hunter. About time the council took us seriously. Maybe you can start with the two idiots hiding their pet orc here.
Okay. She must be talking about the mayor and his adopted daughter.
When this little child fades, she'll liberate
Oh, this is a different orc.
Come now, enough doom and gloom.
Got
Cast
Ninius
gaze
and
instead
Marius.
upon my fair.
Who better than a proven orc crusher to convince my dumbbell of a friend here that orcs are predators, not pets?
Enough of that. I know how dangerous an orc can be, but this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely docile, but my prejudiced friend here still wants to kill her.
Tell me about yourselves.
Maybe before the great orc raid we had time to indulge Ninius's idiotic obsessions. But now we're needed at our posts. I can hardly believe I've been wasting time protecting an orc when I should be running them through.
Excuse my friend's violent outbursts. He hasn't enjoyed a woman's touch in quite some time now. It makes him a bit edgy.
Your woman's touch is less of a loving caress and more of a claw shanked brutally through the throat. I'll take my chances as a bachelor, thanks.
What's this about a charmed orc?
My friend here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore but this lovely orcish lady? For a brief second, as long as eternity, we locked eyes. Perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Marius. Fortunately for him, I had the presence of mind to ignore my sword and instead adroitly fling my pouch of trinkets towards her. A vial of love potion shattered over her head, and when she turned to face me, she became instantly enamored. I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the Orcish army under some kind of duress. A lady with such a sweetly savage manner would never willingly join up with those vicious marauders.
Ha! I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat. She may be confined here for now, but who's telling when she'll escape and who she'll rip to shreds?
A love potion. Tell me more.
I've always had an amateur interest in all things alchemical. When I read in an esteemed periodical from the Wizards of Youthful Gore about an amazing opportunity that could change my life, I had to act fast or lose the once-in-a-lifetime deal. I sent away for the world-famous love potion, available for a limited time only, and it has worked exactly as promised.
You see what a fool my friend has been, spending all his cash on snake oil and bringing a temporarily tranquilized monster into our midst to boot.
What kind of monster would lie in a published advertisement? I'm sure the effects of the potion will be everlasting, as printed.
See, even back then, they had those... What are those commercials that sell junk? All night long on TV. Let me tell you what I think.
You see, he'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet. Please tell me you can reason with him, or ditch reason and use your sword to shave him from his murderous darling.
Okay. She's got to be put down. If this love potion is as dodgy as it sounds, she could become vicious. She could come to her vicious senses at any time. Let her live. If that potion were truly worthless, it wouldn't have been able to charm her in the first place. In this docile state, she may prove to be a source of valuable information. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I kind of agree. That potion could wear off at any moment, and she can just kill both of them, and then do whatever else. But I do like the idea of maybe being able to get info out of her. So that's kind of a strategic thing to do. Let's try that.
You're right. The information she provides could well turn the tides here in Cyseal.
Bravo! I trust not only the potion, but my scaly sweetheart in and of herself.
You're going to regret this. We're all going to regret this.
Alright, what does she think?
A man in love with an orc? Plummin' bullfrogs. Is he blind, stupid, or both? Imagine the hell-sent mongrel that'll crawl forth from that union. Why didn't you put her down while you had the chance?
Only in hope that a tame orc could be useful indeed for the war effort, as the possibility of those two reproducing. Fie on you for making me imagine such horrors.
Fie on yourself for not preventing the whole affair. You better hope their little mixed breed doesn't grow up with the strength of an orc and the wile of a man. An orc and a man. Next you'll be telling me one of you lot wants to marry a turtle.
Take it easy. Alright.
This place reeks of orc stench.
Charmed, I'm sure. Okay, we convinced the guards to let her live.
Bringing your little orcish girlfriend here is like bringing a wolf to a hen house.
Cute guy kind of sounds like Sean Connery. Okay. I don't see anything else to do here. That door is sealed by some kind of spell. Alright, what I wanted to do is go back to the king crab. So let's do that. And it's way over here. I want to talk to the guy at the door here. And I'll probably just cut out the traveling. Takes like a minute to get here. Have a look around. What is all this? I'll have to check that out too. Where? Here we go. Let's see if he knows anything about the, what am I asking him? I don't even remember. Yeah, Tom the wannabe.
Ah, you return and humble me with your presence. Such a pleasure. Nay, honor.
About this Tom fellow.
Who? Tom? Doesn't ring a bell. Oh, hold on. Yes, of course, Tom. One of our most recent additions to the Fellowship. Brave kid, smart as a tack. He'll prove to be a wonderful addition to the family yet.
And that's all he's going to give us? Tell me more about the Fabulous Five.
Ah, the Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers guild. You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them to the best of my abilities. But if not, how about we get started?
I'm curious. I think I'm going to do the enlisting. I guess we can always just not do whatever quests are involved if we choose to. But, yeah, maybe it'll open up something else for us.
Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver, and just like that, snap, you're part of the family. All I need is your lovely little autograph. What are you...
Alright. Join a guild, better the world, earn a lot of gold. Count me in.
You'd fall for this foolish scheme. Gods, you're gullible.
Oh, we're going to have to play rock, paper, scissors for it now. Let's see. Let's do reason. We must think of our own futures. The order of the source hunters will not provide for us forever.
I'm not going to join some freak show, and neither are you.
Alrighty. She's trying to intimidate me. I'm trying to use reason. Let's skip it and see who wins. She totally beat the pants off of me. Okay, fine.
Very well, have it your way.
Oh, how frightfully disappointing. How illogical and short-sighted of you. To deny the Fabulous Five. It is a crime against reason and humanity. Opportunity knocks, and you close the blinds. Now, Lackey's life is yours, and by choice, too. So long. Fare thee well, though you won't.
I mean, it does sound like a scam anyway. Let's see, what is the Into the Dark? It's other more to be found on the western beach. Okay, that's the cave. Okay. It says our log was updated. Fabulous Five. There we go. Okay, so it just shows that we declined. Okay. I want to try it again, though.
Ah, you return and humble me with your presence. Such a pleasure.
Alright,
Who?
did that.
Tom? Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, it won't let us. Okay. That was the one shot we had. Alright, I want to go back to, I want to talk to Arhu. No, don't do that. want to see what's in this cage, too. I think there was a prisoner there.
About face!
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled
That's
her
it,
off you
troops.
before she
Train
could...
up while you Who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye can see you.
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
The curious situation you've got here is the woman in the cage under arrest.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the beast startled like a wild cat and lunged right at me.
Bit Tullia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped off it to boot.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
And what will become of this admittedly strange stranger?
I'd say you ought to take her off our hands if you had the space. Though we couldn't guarantee she'd do more than piddle on the floor and maul your furniture.
All right.
Careful, Source Hunter. If I keep my eyes off this cage, the beast's liable to risk an escape.
Okay, how do we, can we talk to her?
Ice blue eyes, narrow beneath a heavy brow streaked with sweat and dust. Her hands tense into claws, held at the ready.
I mean you no harm, stranger. I only wonder who you are.
Her brow knits together, but something in her pose relaxes. She clears her throat.
I am Bear Daughter. I have not come here to find trouble with the Screech woman. She only startled me. And you are a source hunter. I have heard many tales of your order. Your history is long and honorable.
How'd you end up in the cage?
This woman here, the one who now plots her revenge, she crept behind me while I was hunting, and I only defended myself. I would not hurt an innocent Screech woman on purpose. But soon their swords were upon me, and they forced me into this cage meant for dogs. Mother would rip the fur from her chest if she could see how they keep me.
Why does your mom have fur on her chest? I'm just saying. All right, so how do we get you out of here?
You don't think it's infected, do you? Careful, Source Hunter. If I keep my eyes off this cage, the beast's liable to risk an escape.
I'd say you ought to take her off our hands if you had the space.
So how do I? Oh, I don't have the space. Oh.
Sorry, sir.
So who would I get rid of if I wanted to keep her?
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking?
I've
been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Let's get rid of Medora for the moment.
It's not as bad as all that.
The face, Furious! She bit me in the face!
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly'll be the least of it. The beast.
Where is Medora?
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, Screech woman!
The beast speaks.
How do I...
Careful, comrade. I think
Yeah,
I sense
leave
a
my
sorcerer.
party.
But what'll you do if a parliament of polymorphed sorcerer owls swoops down only moments after I depart? Well, I reckon I'll grab a pint at the King Crab Inn until you lot come to your senses. Medora salutes you, comrades, until we meet again.
You know, Medora, if anything, your voice is terrible. Okay.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
All right, let's see if we can pick her up now.
If I keep my eyes off this cage, the beast's liable to risk an escape.
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well send her into the wilds again, can we?
Perhaps it'd be worth taking this stranger under our wing. She'll likely come in handy if we can trust her to watch our backs.
That's a mighty big if. We can't have one of our team wandering off into the wild when we need her to be watching our backs.
Can't say I'm surprised. You wouldn't want an untamed thing like that sleeping next to you at night. Now it's for us to decide what to do with her, of course.
If I've got my say, we'll take her into the woods and put her down.
No, I wanna take her. And Scarlet, you keep,
Sorry, sir.
You're about to get the boot, honey.
Say, Source Hunter.
Well, that's to be decided.
That's a mighty big if. We can't have one of our team wandering off into the wild when we need her to be watching our backs.
Can't say I'm surprised. You wouldn't want an untamed thing like that sleeping next to you at night. Now it's...
If I've got my say, we'll take her into the woods and...
Okay, Scarlet, you know what? I want to talk to you.
Come on now, I
Well, I want to let me talk to her.
Before she could do any real damage.
I cannot get rid of her.
Any real damage?
Oh, I'm stuck with her.
I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows.
I'm gonna try one more time.
The most ferocious.
Maybe if Scarlet wants to do it.
The least of it. Say, Source Hunter.
Well, that's to...
That's a mighty big if. We can't have one of our team wandering off into the wilds when we need her to be watching our back.
Can't say I'm surprised.
If I've got my say...
Okay, so nobody... What if you do it?
I assume you address me for a reason, so go on. Speak.
No.
And so let the hunt...
Do this. Find that most prefer talking to the main heroes, though they're willing to trade with companions too. Okay, well that settles that. Okay, we'll have to go back to pick what's-her-name up. I really wanted another. I guess we can only have a total of 4. Let's see. I wanted to talk to Arhu.
How can I help you, my friend?
I found the second toilet paper teleporter pyramid in Lady Cecilia's bathroom. Didn't peg you for a peeping tomcat.
What? I'd never. If you must know, I was merely checking up on Maxine, the mayor's cat.
Sure you were.
What a delight she is. The temperament of a tiger, the grace of a leopard, and the manners of a lady all rolled into one. A perfect puss, if ever there was one.
Let's talk Source Hunter's business.
By all means.
Let's see. Discuss Jake's murder.
Of course. I hope your investigation fares well.
Let's discuss Jake's corpse, because we did not find that.
It might be a bit late to inspect the body, in that it has already been buried. It may be worth your while to speak to the mortician, though. Chap called Roberts. He has a house by the graveyard.
Okay. Something new. What happened to what happened in the night of the murder?
I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the grapevine into a rather disappointing meal, I'm afraid. They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired to a room on the ground floor where she was soon joined by a man who had been nursing the same cup of wine for hours. I say man and woman because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. About an hour later, another figure arrived, headed for the same room. Soon after, a terrible commotion erupted and the thundering light of magic was witnessed by the few remaining patrons. It took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage to enter the mystery room. When finally he did, he found Jake there, dead. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from entering. The traces of magic I felt were vile. Source, no doubt.
Okay, who in your opinion are the suspects?
I myself have none. Even though the rest of the town has already mentally tried and convicted Jake's wife, Esmeralda. Now, it may well be established that she is in fact the guilty party. I'm not claiming that I'm certain she's innocent, but let's just say that if I really thought this murder case would be so very easily resolved, I wouldn't have sent for source hunters.
Is there more you can tell me about the strangers that seem to be in league with the orcs?
I can't say much more, but that they're madmen. All the more dangerous to us because of their alliance with what should be a natural enemy. You won't see me teaming up with a terrier in a hurry.
A few more questions about Cyseal.
And what might those be?
Let's see, I think we've already... we didn't ask him this. How did you design those magical ballista of yours?
Oh, a mere trifle for one with the intellect of a feline and the engineering skills of a human. You basically construct a classic ballista, add a 100% legally obtained self-regenerating source of destructive magic to it, and Bobcat's your uncle.
Okay. That's about all we're gonna get, I think. Is there anything else around here that we can look at, or... I think it's all red. And there was a downstairs we didn't go to. Alright, this is a prison. Is there anyone we can talk to here? Just some guards.
Quiet! No talking to these scoundrels, criminal scum!
Alright. I don't see anybody in here. Who are they protecting?
Source hunter or no, not a single non-legionnaire is permitted into the treasure room. Pockets have a pesky habit of growing extra deep in such places.
I imagine they would. Okay, I can't do anything here. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take a break here. We did pick up another companion, and we were unable to pick up this gal over here, but since we did get rid of, what's her name, Medora, we're going to have to go pick her back up. But we'll do that, and then on the next episode, we'll talk to the mortician and try to find Jake's body and examine that. So, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.